What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Yoga coming to you from New Orleans, NOLA, the NO, the Crescent City. Yeah, that Big Easy, baby. And today I got some content for you. But before we get into all, you know what I need you to do? I need you to smash that like button. I'm talking about absolutely assaulted. Click on subscribe and hit that bell notifications if you aren't already subscribed. And also hit the bell icon and click on all so you'll be aware of all the videos that I'm putting out. Also, all the engagement is appreciated because we're on a road to monetization. So, if you don't feel like commenting, you don't feel like leaving an opinion or anything like that, giving your take on the situation, do me a favor and put some fleur-de-lis in the chat for me. All engagement is appreciated. And I'm doing this, and without y'all, the viewers, we can't get to that road. We can't get to that monetization goal. And I will have that monetization before the end of this year. Most definitely, if not sooner. So, we're here today. We're gonna get right into it. We're here today to discuss Kendrick Lamar, Future, and Metroboomin being sued. Being sued by Rodney O for the Like That record. He's claiming that he didn't get any royalty checks or anything from that he didn't get no compensation. Even though it was nominated for Grammys and everything else, he didn't get no compensation for it. So that's what we're here to talk about. So we're gonna get right into it. And let's first of all, I think he also said he wasn't credited for it. I don't know that to be true. Okay. But with that being said, I don't want to go so far as to because he did an interview with TMZ. I don't know how TMZ operates. I'm not trying to get copyright struck for anything. So I'm gonna play the video, but I'm gonna play the audio, basically. I'm gonna play the video, but it's gonna just be the audio. So with no further ado, let's get into it. Let me stop this. All right. Let's get it.
So you mean to tell me that Metroboomin?
Nope. I don't want to go there. I want to hear what she has to say because I think she's a Drake fan, and I don't want no input in there. But you know what? Let's just play it.
From Rodney O?
First hear Kendrick Lamar, Future, Metroboomin's Like That, which sampled Everlasting Bass.
Well, Epic reached out to me and said that, like a week before the song came out, not way before anything, and tried to rush to get it done. They sent me the song, and the song only had Future on it. You know what I mean? I didn't even know Kendrick was on it till a day before when somebody called and said, "Man, I heard Kendrick is on that record." I said, "No, I have the record. He's not on there." The song that the record company sent me didn't have Kendrick Lamar on it.
The version with Kendrick does.
Now, if you're unaware of Rodney O is from SoCal, Southern California. So I kind of don't I kind of don't get why he would take exception uh to Kendrick being on the record. Like, I don't get why it was a problem with Kendrick being on the record. I have my speculations. I think he has a problem. I think the problem is Kendrick is the bigger artist, and also being from SoCal, I think he feels as though Kendrick should have showed them a bit more love. But at the end of the day, this isn't Kendrick's record. Yes, Kendrick was the biggest artist on the song, without a doubt. Kendrick is the bigger artist on the song. So I think it's all a money play. So like him going after Kendrick for it is more likely to gain traction, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying that Rodney O his claims are unfounded. But this is just what we're reported on.
Get released. And was there any paperwork or conversation for that?
No, there wasn't. Not for that song. The song they sent me is the song that they were supposed to release. They released the one with Kendrick Lamar, talking about nobody was privy to Kendrick Lamar. Nobody was privy to hearing the song, but Metro and Future's team. But I'm the rights holder to Everlasting Bass, so you got to let me hear it so I can say yay or nay. Say I was cool with Drake. Give me that option to say yay or nay. My rights manager, Nicole Key, told me from the beginning something's not right. They just dropped the ball and not giving us any.
So you heard what he said there. We'll run it back because I was doing something. Let me run it back.
Me hear it so I can say yay or nay. Say not for that song. The song they sent me is the song that they were supposed to release. They released the one with Kendrick Lamar, talking about nobody was privy to Kendrick Lamar. Nobody was privy to hearing the song, but Metro and Future's team. But I'm the rights holder to Everlasting Bass, so you got to let me hear it so I can say yay or nay. Say I was cool with Drake. Give me that option to say yay or nay.
And I get it. You feel me? Because if he was cool with Drake, why would he want that out there? I get it. But you from SoCal, bruh. I'm not telling you I ain't telling you what to do as a grown man, but like it's a bad look if you're not riding with the home team. I'm gonna put it like that. Me, I'm not one to tell a grown man who he can be cool with or not cool with or who he has to align with. It's just optics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sliding Rodney O for his if whether or not he will be cool with Drake or not. I'm not sliding him for it. But it is optics involved. And you kind of don't want to go against the home team. You feel me? Um but this is another thing that I have another question that I have is Rodney O isn't like the sole person on Everlasting Bass. You know what I'm saying? He isn't the sole writer on that song. It's also Joe Cooley. Joe Cooley was on that song as well. We're not hearing Joe Cooley come out against this. So it seems like a money play. That's all I'm gonna say. Uh, like I said, I don't want to play the video itself. So I'm trying to keep it to where I'm not like playing any video. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Wait, let's continue.
My rights manager, Nicole Key, told me from the beginning something's not right. They just dropped the ball and not giving us any type of respect, man. And that's cold to do that to old school artists, man. You know, they came to me. I didn't go to them. I didn't tell them to use my record. They came to me. So to come to me, take my record, make all this money out on tours, do this and that, and act like we're not a part of it, even left me off the Grammy nomination.
Oh.
Yeah, if that's true, which I'm guessing it is, because why would you just put that out there? Like, hey, look, I enjoy Kendrick's music. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed Future and Metro's music. But if you're doing somebody wrong, you know what I'm saying? You need to be held accountable for it. But this may, after further reading, this may actually be Rodney O's fault. But let's continue.
How can you do that? You know what I mean? So just no respect at all. And that's how a lot of old school artists get treated.
So I saw that you filed something against the Barrier White estate last year for the Everlasting Bass sample clearance. What was that about?
Well, they filed a claim against us and that we infringed on Barry White, which is not what happened. So,
Yes, it is what happened because Barry White is the original bass line for that song, Everlasting Bass. They were Barry White was y'all sample Barry White. Metro sample you. So Barry White has all the right to come after you. Like, that's not even a question. You sampled Everlasting Bass initially from Barry White. So Barry White actually has the right to come after both of y'all. But there's a reason that he went after you, and we're going to get into that too. Let's finish playing this.
the song's been out over 35 years, never infringement claim. When the song was out, even Barry White was alive. So we don't know where this came from, but we have our reasons to believe we know now why that happened.
Oh, like someone's trying to make a cash grab on you?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is because there was never a problem before. Now this big hit comes out. Now all of a sudden we infringed on Barry White.
So
Yeah, it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab from you after going after Future, Metro, and Kendrick. And it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab on Barry White's estate coming after you. Because the money's got to come from somewhere. Somebody has to be compensated. So the Barry White estate, the originals, the originators of that sound, other than your contributions to the actual Everlasting Bass track, and basically Metro basically sampled it verbatim. I don't know how much, unless I listened to it, I couldn't tell you how much contribution like Metro actually put into it. It was almost like clear as day that he just took your Everlasting Bass song instrumental and just looped it, added a little ding ding. I can't remember exactly what he added, but he added something, but it was very minimal.
when you guys made the song, you sampled Barry Everlasting Bass sampled a Barry White track?
No, not at all. All the whole song was done, produced by me when I was like 16, 17 years old. All keyboards, 808 drum machine. So no. At a time where I should be celebrating and feeling good about it, I don't even want to hear the record. And I'm just being truthful. It's been a whole year of me dealing with this.
See, this one I'm confused. He said it was all him with the beat machines and such, but earlier in this interview, he said that he sampled it, and for 35 years he heard nothing from it from Barry White. So two things can't be true. If you actually sampled it from Barry White, right, and you admitted to that earlier, why are you saying that it was all original by you? And here's the thing when it comes to sampling. If you even replay a bass line, so you hear that bass line and you replay it, that's also considered a sample, whether you sampled it directly from that record or you replayed it. Like it's like a cover, like how cover songs are done. If you replay it, it's still considered sampling. Let me go back.
A lot of old school artists get treated.
So I saw that you filed something against the Barry White estate last year for the Everlasting Bass sample clearance. What was that about?
Well, they filed a claim against us and that we infringed on Barry White, which is not what happened. So the song's been out over 35 years, never infringement claim. When the song was out, even Barry White was alive. So we don't know where this came from, but.
Okay, so he didn't directly admit to sampling Barry White outright. Okay, but still, it's the same thing. It's the same bass line. If you replayed it or you sampled it, it's still the same bass line. So I don't know what's the issue there.
We have our reasons to believe we know now why that happened.
Oh, like someone's trying to make a cash grab on you?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is because there was never a problem before. Now this big hit comes out. Now all of a sudden we infringed on Barry White.
So when you guys made the song, you sampled Barry Everlasting Bass sampled a Barry White track.
No, not at all. All the whole song was done, produced by me when I was like 16, 17 years old. All keyboards, 808 drum machine. So no. At a time where I should be celebrating and feeling good about it, I don't even want to hear the record. And I'm just being truthful. It's been a whole year of me dealing with this and no communication. They won't email us back. I'm fighting it myself, going pro se. I don't have no lawyer. They thought they had somebody that they could step on, and me and my rights manager, like I said, aren't having it.
Before we get into this, let's listen.
All right. That's what Rodney O had to say. That was him during this TMZ interview. From what I'm hearing, Rodney said that, and I didn't hear it in that part, or maybe I overlooked it or something. But Rodney said that he didn't get credited for it or anything. But if you go to Wikipedia, he's credited as a writer in Wikipedia. This is Future, Metro, of course, Kendrick, Rodney Oliver, that's Rodney O, Joe Cooley. They're credited. They are credited. Even MC Ren is credited in this song. So I don't know what the not being credited thing comes from. But it is what it is. But we got to go back. To see what was really going on. So this article here in Vibe, I think this was written in October of last year. All right, it says Barry White estate accuses this duo of copyright infringement, but not Future and Metroboomin. You see, Future and Metroboomin is really the person that he wants to go after. I mean, all three. Because if you don't remember from the Blurred Lines lawsuit, everybody that was on that song was responsible for paying the Marvin Gaye estates. So it's not without precedent. Even though Pharrell was the one that sampled it and it was Robin Thicke's song, T.I. still, was it T.I. on that song? I don't remember. But whoever else was featured on that song, they had to pay as well. So it's not without precedent. And hey, if Barry White's estate thinks they owed compensation, then have at it. I ain't got no issue with it. Give these old school artists their chance. Give them their money. Give the estate their money. I ain't got no problem with it. And this was written October 10th of last year. Barry White's estate filed copyright infringement lawsuit on Thursday, October 3rd, over a sample used in Future and Metroboomin's hit single Like That, but the respective rapper and producer aren't being accused of any wrongdoing. Instead, the late singer's estate claimed that Rodney O, Rodney Oliver, and Joe Cooley, the duo behind the 1988 hip-hop record Everlasting Bass, stole key elements from White's 1973 tune, I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Baby. So that's the whole thing. That's the same thing that Pharrell and Robin Thicke and them went through with Blurred Lines. Not only can you get sued for taking elements of the song, which the bass line was the main element. If you know about Barry White, anything about Barry White's music, he was leading with the bass line as a bass singer himself. He led with the bass line. So the bass line was the crux. It was the thing that brought everything together in Barry White's music. You feel me? So if you steal a bass line from a Barry White song, you basically stealing the song. And it's the same thing that happened with Blurred Lines, because Blurred Lines, they didn't necessarily get sued for like key elements of that song, Blurred Lines. They didn't get sued for the key elements. They got sued for the feeling. So if I can sue you for the feeling, if I can sue you over a vibe and win, What you think I can do with key elements being stolen from me? You feel me? Per Billboard, attorneys for White's estate stated they waited almost 4 decades to sue over the song because it was released prior to the internet and was widely distributed, leaving the estate vulnerable and unaware of the song when it was first released. There's that. Everlasting Bass is the most prominent sample in Future and Metroboomin's collab, to the point where Rodney O and Joe were listed as co-writers on the chart-topping single. So he was listed as co-writers on that on the song. So where everything got lost, why they didn't receive any compensation, it tells me, old head, no disrespect, but it tells me you didn't have your affairs in order, or you signed something you had no business signing. He did say that he did not have a lawyer, so he didn't have an entertainment lawyer. So that's not good on your part. I hate to say it. Now, do I think you were wronged in a way? If this holds true, yes, you were wronged. But at the same time, you didn't do your due diligence and hire the proper people in order to get this in order. I'm not even sure if you have like publishing or anything like that, because that solves a lot of this. But you see, a lot of times these old school hip hop artists, they weren't going about handling their business the way they should have. And the complaint White to say further accuses like that of infringing on the crooner's copyrights. Like that copies substantial elements of "I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Baby," including but not limited to the iconic, immediately recognizable bass line the estate wrote. Ironically, Rodney O spoke with Vibe back in April and praised how Future, Metro, and Kendrick Lamar brilliantly flipped the sample. So this is a money grab, and I get why Rodney is going after them, but the way he presented it seems as though the way Rodney presented it, it seems as though he was slighted, but he was given all the praise back then. So he had no problem with it, but he did say that when he got the song, it was just Future, and he didn't know nothing about Kendrick. But then it goes on back in October, we bringing up the receipts. He actually liked Kendrick's part in it too. Let's continue. It's crazy because the song was big when it came out, and for it to be even bigger now, all these years later, it's crazy. The rap veteran explained. I heard the song, I knew it was good, but when it comes out and the world hears it how you hear it and react to it the way you reacted to it, that's confirmation. Every song that I've cleared, they've sent it to me prior, and I've been able to check it out. A lot of people have used the same sample in the past, but when I heard like that, I was like, they totally demolished it. So so now, because we're bringing up the receipts, now you capping in this video that you did with TMZ. Now it seems like you capping, homie. And look, I was ready to defend you. I didn't even read the Vibe article all the way. Now it seems like you capping when you said that you didn't know Kendrick was on the song. You may not originally knew Kendrick was on the song, but eventually you heard Kendrick on the song and you didn't have a problem with it. You feel me? Let's continue. Like That was the third single from Future and Metro's joint album, We Don't Trust You. It was one of the early tracks that took shots at Drake during his beef with K-Dot. White's "I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Babe" was also a commercial success that peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in June 1973 and spent 18 weeks on the chart. Look, that bass line in that song is amazing. Barry White in his heyday, Barry White was that dude. I can see it peaking at number 3 and holding steady on Billboard for 18 weeks. It was that good. So this one was in October of last year. So let's go to the most current one. And this is Rodney O suing Kendrick, Metro, and Future. Kendrick Lamar, Future, and Metroboomin hit with lawsuit for unpaid like that royalties. Now, you see, the record labels don't want to go through lawsuits, arbitration, and all this. They don't want to get into all this. So, if your paperwork is right, there's no issues. The sample had to have been cleared by someone for them to even put it out like that. Okay? So let's go. Rodney O is suing Future, Metroboomin, Kendrick Lamar, and the estate of Barry White for sampling his Joe Cooley collab Everlasting Bass. Future, Metroboomin, and Kendrick Lamar lit the rap world on fire last year when they released Like That. Excuse me. Which not only dissed Drake and J. Cole, but previewed a wild 2024 for hip hop. But after the track's incredible success and notoriety, it seems like one of its main inspirations wants his comeuppance. According to Hip Hop DX, Rodney O filed a lawsuit against the trio and the estate of Barry White over alleged unpaid royalties for the song. Rodney claims they never secured a proper release for the sample, omitted him from songwriting credits, which isn't true, in Grammy submissions. Now, see, that's where it goes. They omitted him from songwriting credits in Grammy submissions. I don't know if this is true. I'm just reporting what I've been seeing. So he was initially credited with songwriting credits. He was given songwriting credits. But when it came to Grammy submissions, that's what he's saying, he was omitted from it. I don't see that happen. I don't even see how that can even happen, because the Grammys know that you were originally credited for songwriting credits. You saw on Wikipedia, I ain't see nothing from Barry White as far as getting songwriting credits. So what it sounds to me that the Barry White estate must have stepped in, and because the bass line from Barry White's song was used, that they gave Barry's estate the Grammy submission credits. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should investigate it. I probably not. All right. For those unaware, Rodney O and Joe Cooley's Everlasting Bass was sampled on the Pluto and Metro cut, plus its Kanye West remix. Everlasting Bass itself samples Barry White's I'm Going. See, it's saying like he sampled Barry White. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know how he can say that he didn't sample Barry White. Because like I said, even if you replay it as low as like a cover song, it's still considered a sample. Everlasting Bass itself samples Barry White's I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Babe, which the Ye remix also sampled overtly. Reportedly, a rep for Metro told TMZ he secured the sample rights from Rodney O for $50,000. I mean, yeah, $50,000. So he was compensated. You see, when you exchange large sums of money in the rap game, $50,000, I mean, it's not a huge sum of money, but you were compensated. That's what they call front-end compensation. You feel me? He got front-end compensation. So It's the same thing I don't know if this is true, but it seems as though this is the same thing that Dodie 6. If you remember the reporting on Dodie 6, he contributed to the GNX album, right? But he was claiming that he was homeless or whatnot, and people were taking the whole time. His royalties were coming, were about to drop, or he was about to get his royalties, but they weren't in his name. So this can be a similar situation. But you were fronted 50 grand on the front end. So when you do get compensation, which you should have gotten compensation if you were entitled to compensation, when you do get compensation, that $50,000 from the front end has to come out, right? This is the $50,000 is in advance. So let's say that song was a big mega hit, and your total compensation after royalties, you earn 100K, right? Well, this 50K has to come from that 100K. So had you not gotten anything from on the front end, you will be entitled to the whole 100K, but they have to recoup. The 50K is what they're gonna recoup. So they paid you 50K, they gotta get that 50K back, and you get that 100, you get that 50, another 50K from your royalties. In addition, the representative suggested Rodney's real issue should be with the Barry White estate due to their royalty issues with Epic Records. The estate hasn't reportedly commented on the lawsuit at press time. I read something else in this article. Let's see. If you didn't already know, Rodney O, a Southern California rapper who worked alongside Compton colleague Joe Cooley in the late 1980s and the early 90s, they had a massive influence on Miami bass and also stand as West Coast pioneers. And I'm not, look, the Everlasting Bass, that's a dope sample. That, like Rodney O, kudos to you for making I gotta give you your credit for making such a hit that was sampleable and still a banger to this day. It's you made an evergreen beat. You know what I'm saying? They paying homage to you by constantly sampling it. It's a dope sample. It's a dope sample. I'm gonna give you props for that one. And to say you sampled the bass line from Barry White and then the other synth elements you added yourself, dope. I'm not gonna knock it. It's a dope sample. It's dope production. It is crazy because the song was big when it came out, and for it to be even bigger now, all these years later, it's crazy. Rodney told Vibe last year concerning Everlasting Bass on how Future, Metroboomin, and Kendrick Lamar revitalized it. Okay, see, we doing this. I already got that. We ain't gonna read that again. Let's go. Every song that I've cleared, they've sent to me prior. All right, we read that already. All right. Oh wait, I didn't read this part. But when I heard like that, they totally demolished it. Somebody called me. Somebody called me the day before it came out and said, "Hey man, I got some news for you. I actually heard Kendrick Lamar on the record." And I was like, "No, Kendrick Lamar ain't all right." So that's what we heard in that thingy. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, this I don't need to read anymore. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? Hold on, there was another article that I read on this. I don't know which article it was. It wasn't. It had to be. Let's see. I don't know which article it was. Let's see. It wasn't in this one. There's a word that I don't know. I know what it means. Uh, I know what the word means, but I don't. I know the word when I see it. Well, Hold on. Hold on. Let me switch cameras. Cause I need to use my main. I need to use my phone right quick. Don't mind the oversaturation. Don't mind the oversaturation right quick. Where is that word? Where is that word? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Is this the same article? Nope. Let's type in Rodney O. Suit. Hey, this might be the. Is this the article? This has to be the article. I'm paying homage. 30 seconds. What is this? Well, basically, this is what happened. From what I read earlier, this is what happened. And I don't know the word, so don't try to play me. Don't know the word. But basically, Rodney O was paid that $50,000, and basically he was like the middleman in case the Barry White estate decided to go after Kendrick and them. Basically, Rodney O took the money up front, and he was basically like the buffer between the Barry White estate and Metro, Kendrick, and Future. Also, the Barry White estate is also seeking damages of $1 million. If it was me, as big as like that was, I would just pay out the $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But this goes to show you, for all those artists out there, this goes to show you that like having your affairs in order is the biggest thing, right? If your affairs in order, if your affairs are always in order, you don't have this to worry about. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Bottom line, you feel me? So look, check this out. That's all the content I got for you today. Well, maybe not today. But make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm talking about absolutely smash that like button. Click on that bell notification so you'll be with all the videos that I'm putting out. And always remember to give maximum effort in all your endeavors. And I'm gonna see you next time. Peace.